Hello. What I'd like to do with you right now is to teach you or show you the really simple book that I do with my children. It's the first one that I teach them, and I've done this with my 2-year-olds up through my school age. It's with the 2-year-olds, of course, you're going to need a little more hands-on, but the preschoolers handle this with no problem. It's great for accounting. It's great for developing language. It's also really good for really simple scissor skill points. But it's a book that they can do. It looks like a book when they get done with it. And you can do it from anything you have on hand as far as paper-wise. What I like to start with the kids is to use paper that is the size of copy paper. It's a great size for their hands, and they can manipulate it quite well. Also, the weight of it is fairly easy for them to fold, which is what this book is. This is one paper, and you basically end up with what most people would call a 6-page book. We usually start with the paper so that the short end would be facing, as I said to the kids, get the short end to your belly. And you're going to take that, you're going to pick those corners up, and you're going to move it to the opposite straight edge, away from you. You're going to get it lined up on the corners and the edge, hold it with one hand, slide back with the other, out to get a good crease, and then over to get a good crease. And then I say, now you're going to hold it with one hand, and you're going to take the other side and you're going to bring it over to meet these edges and corners. And then you're going to go over and you're going to slide and make a crease. Now you get to open it up. And you have how many blocks? How many rectangle shapes? 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, I tell the children that I want them to turn the paper so that the longest edge is to their belly. So either of the two long edges, I want it going toward their belly. I then tell them I want them to find the line, the crease, on that end, and I want them to follow it with their finger until they get to the intersection where all the lines meet, or where the center of the cross is. I use as many descriptive points as I can on this, because everybody is a little different with what their experiences are and how they can make that connection. But one thing that is important is to have them actually physically touch that line and follow it to where the meet. Then they're going to get their scissors and they're going to cut that line that they just followed with their finger to where the lines all meet. They can leave the paper like this. Most of the kids I find will turn it this way when I tell them I want them to glue one of the rectangles where they didn't cut. And then I want them to fold that down, line up the corner. They line up the corner and then they press out. Everything usually works pretty good. They make it a little bit more recrease. They don't mind that. That's something we seem to notice. They don't notice it. Now you have to take this piece and pull it over, line it up and crease it. And then you have the other one. You bring it over, line it up and crease it. You now have a cover, inside pages, and the back page. This is a perfect size for most small children. This is plenty of pages for them to color in. If you want a longer book, make another one of these, glue it on here, place it on there so it's glued. And then on those, I would say that you're going to want to take and staple, because you end up with a whole pile of folded edges. And even though they're glued, they can come loose. So staple it, And in that case, you end up with a book, again with the cover, inside page. You get solid, 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 and then you have your back page. So this one is a double. It's more pages than a lot of little ones want. This one, to them, it's a book. It stands up like a book. It works like a book, and it's plenty for them to cover. And that is just a really easy, and it's the very first one that I teach them.